It's 4 o'clock, so we're on to our next topic, which is connected APM, short for Asset Performance Management. And in particular, the subheading under this is where the industrial internet gets real. And it's part one, because we had such a wide response to this topic. I guess it rung home with a lot of people that we're actually going to have a second part of this presentation tomorrow with some other speakers joining us. So I would say that it is a topic of interest to most everyone here just because of the response that we got. So I'm just going to open with a few remarks and tell you what we think is going to happen here in the future. We're going to have some very good presentations. And then it says roundtable discussion, but it revised, we're going to have a little panel. And our speakers and sponsors will join us then. So Ralph kind of used this in his earlier presentation. And this particular one is showing the weighted average responses of a survey that I did last year regarding predictive maintenance. And it was rating the drivers for your deploying these types of solutions. And the thing that I really want to point out here is that improving uptime is the primary driver. And it's not just for this particular survey. This survey results were consistent with every other survey that ARC has done in the asset lifecycle domain. And improving uptime always comes up number one. Reducing maintenance costs is number two. Reducing operational costs is three. Reducing risk is four. At least those are the top four. They may switch positions here and there, but it's always the same. So improving uptime or reducing downtime is the same. It's the other side of that same coin. So we're all about reductions, I think, is a fair statement. So I have here a slide depicting what I believe to be the evolution of asset performance management systems, because they have evolved since they were first introduced 20 years ago, and they continue to evolve. And just like other software systems, they will also continue to evolve. And many of them have these same characteristics in common. And they will continue to shift more to the right, actually, as we get ready for the Internet of Things. I look at all of these attributes and I think to myself, what is the eureka moment here? Or is there one, or was there one? And my conclusion is that there is not a unique eureka moment here, but a compilation of many, many innovations, but building on each other as we get to where we're going. It reminded me, I talk about television in my talks a lot, and you may think that I watch far too much television, but any PBS fans here, anybody get to that How We Got to Now series about all of these innovations, things about light and cold and sound and time and glass and clean, were the particular subjects of that series, mind you. And if you think about it, I wouldn't really think about it in those terms. But for instance, one of the things that stuck out at me was cold. It was really the invention of air conditioning, which was brought about by the movie industry, believe it or not, because back in the 20s and 30s, when people were, the only entertainment was to go to the movies, no one was going in the summertime because it was too hot. So somebody said, hey, we need to make use of these, and the movie industry was the first proponent of air conditioners so that they can fill their movie theaters in the summertime. But my point is here that it is the compilation of a lot of small steps to get to the big step. I'm glad I have other TV watchers in here too. So, as we get to the industrial Internet of Things, anyone here not familiar with this term? Anybody? Good. We're in the right place. So, For ARC, we've defined this as the practice of connecting intelligent entities, whether it's sensors, devices, machines, assets, or products, to each other, to internet services, and to applications. The architecture, again, builds on technologies such as mobile, intelligent devices, wired and wireless networks, cloud computing, big data, analytics, and visualization tools. So there are all of those, in some cases, big things, but in the big picture, they're just components of the Internet of Things. The applications support data acquisition, aggregation, analysis, and visualization. It can be used to lower costs, optimize processes, and create transformative new applications, services, and even business models. You've heard that a lot here, I think, this week, or in the last couple of days. There are simply too many benefits to be ignored. We suggest keeping an open mind. Experiment with non-critical assets for a while to learn what it can do and what it can't, and what the benefits it can bring to you. Then decide if you want to go ahead or not. Because we believe the benefits will be improved performance, lower costs, and provide a platform for innovation. Because in our opinion, in ARC's opinion, it is going to be remote monitoring and asset management that will be the low-hanging fruit of the Internet of Things, the industrial Internet of Things. So will it change how plant maintenance and operations, the way we perform them? And the short answer is obviously yes. IIoT will put the emphasis on remote access to connected machines and other devices, and to enable incremental business improvements. The potential to incrementally improve unplanned downtime through remote monitoring, or by external or internal service and operations, is a primary value proposition that is driving the justification for connected devices in manufacturing. Remote monitoring via connected devices delivers further uptime benefits by requiring fewer service calls, less machine idle time, while waiting for an on-site tech to arrive. So the way that we operate now is going to be changed totally. Okay, make sure we get all of that in there. So one of the things that we see happening is the appearance of this connected asset value chain. And the industrial internet will have a major impact on this in the coming age. And as I said, we expect remote monitoring to be the low-hanging fruit. We need to remember that actually the technologies to be able to do this are available. It's really our own practices of continuing to do things the way that we've always done them, I think, that's holding us back here. And also the vision of what's possible. I know that there are some vendors here in particular that are far ahead of some others and are talking about what they believe will happen, but the reality is yet to be realized. So what are the benefits of connected products? There are many, whether it's a productivity or service or innovation, and even whether you're an end user or whether you're a supplier, the benefits will be different for you. But we see many. But I also would like to point out that I believe that we at this conference and we in this room are actually in a unique position because we represent the industry that will not only develop the sensors and architecture that will serve as the backbone for the industrial Internet of Things, but will also be users too. In my humble opinion, the pie is big enough for everybody to get a slice. So participate in the development process so that you can reap the benefits on the other side. But need to suggest that it isn't all rosy. There are challenges, and the biggest being cybersecurity. The culture will be a big one too, but we are on the cusp of a sea change, and we have to overcome these challenges before this vision of industrial internet takes hold.